Hello friends. So this is second video in Sociology PYQ series. Today we will discuss one of the important topics in past 10 years Sociology previous year questions. This topic is asked again and again by UPSC, that is Sociology and common sense. They have asked about the differences, they have asked about the commonality, they have framed in different manners, but the crux of the matter remains same, that what is the correlation between sociology and common sense, which is obviously two-way in nature, that common sense is impacting sociology and sociology is impacting common sense. Now, before going into the detail of uh, this topic, first of all, try to understand that we have studied about the emergence of discipline, and the founding father of sociology wanted this subject to be a kind of science in which there should be application of research methods, there should be experimentation, there should be human laws, which should be applicable to all over the world, irrespective of the societies. So they were the one who did not like any kind of correlationship with common sense. However, when the macro theories had visible fallouts, and when there was evolution of microsociologist like phenomenologist, symbolic interactionist, and when they try to study the what is going on inside the human mind while they are performing a particular action, when they started studying microcosmos of society, and when they found that human are not like machines, or human are not like objects, they are not simply reacting, they have conscience. And most of the time when they are acting on the basis of common sense. So they were of the view that sociology is nothing more than commonsensical understanding only, which they are trying to codify. So micro sociologists wanted uh, to have a closer relationship with common sense, whereas macro sociologist or positivist uh, hated the relationship between both. Now we will understand it one by one. Now, what is common sense? First of all, you need to understand it. So it is a routine knowledge. Routine knowledge that when you see someone from a particular area, then you have some certain biases, how to say, for example, do routine activities like take a bath. It's a part of common sense. So common sense is defined as routine knowledge that people have of their everyday world, and activities. And it's generally based on what may be called as naturalistic or individualistic explanation. It can be something which is seen as natural, like birds fly, why birds fly. It's a common sense cycle understanding which we will have, that if there is a bird will fly. Okay, if there is a dog will bark. So it's a naturalistic explanation which is there. Apart from it, there can be individualistic explanation as well. Your individual experiences will also shape your common senses. And if you say, for example, there is a bad experience of you with the vehicles, then you will have a fear of vehicles. Okay, and it is mostly taken for granted knowledge that is unexamined, because it hasn't been testified, it hasn't been experimented, it hasn't been found true through experimentation. So this is common sense. Now, how common sense is related in sociological research? What is the correlation? So common sense is used in sociological research in many ways. The first is hypothesis building. So if you are first of all, you are giving a tentative statement about a correlation between two variables like modernization and family. Like if modernization will increase, then family will become nuclear. This is your hypothesis. You haven't tested it. Now it is based on what? It is based on common sense. You will testify it, then it will become a part of scientific observation. But before it, it is based on common sense, your individual experiences or naturalistic experiences. The second is it provides raw material for sociological investigation. So the gendered division, the commonsensical understanding that women are weak, that led to a lot of sociological researches to understand how this has been arrived. And then it was falsified by feminist scholars and many other sociologists. Then it is also used in framing considerations. Now, consideration in sociology are framed by taking into account the commonsensical knowledge. What should be the consideration in the while you are doing any kind of research? Say, for example, you want to conduct a research in the humble background or depressed class. What should be the consideration? We want to do research in a minority community. What should be the considerations? All of these will be driven by common senses. Then, when sociology moved closer to positivism, common sense was discarded, as I had earlier discussed. Our anti-positivists gave importance to common sense that I have told you earlier. Now, what are the different thinkers' view which you have to utilize in your answer on sociology and common sense? Now, Peter Berger is a phenomenologist, so obviously he will try to make it closer with the common sense. So, Peter Berger said the fascination of sociology lies in the fact that its perspective makes us see in a new light the very world in which we have lived our lives. Uh, that is that you are living in a society, you are experiencing family, you are experiencing globalization, you are experiencing religion. Now all of these you are experiencing. Now sociology will give you a point of view which is different from your commonsensical understanding. Okay, that means you know about globalization, but how globalization is impacting your mentality, that is something which sociology will tell. But Peter Berger had also said that facts never fall from sky. They develop in a particular context. So facts will never be detached with commonsensical understanding or individual experiences. Okay, so that you have to understand. The second is Anthony Giddens said that sometimes sociological knowledge itself becomes a part of common sense knowledge. That is, there were lots of research on marriage and divorce, and then it was found that there was increase in divorce rate in Britain and all. So it led to a commonsensical understanding that marriage is a risky proportion. Okay, so it became part of commonsensical knowledge. Murray and Reed said that common sense and science are together used, which to expand man's understanding of truth. So it is something which can be used in conclusion. Murray and Reed. What a good observation of dialectical relationship which Murray and Reed had shown. And Hegel said that all philosophy gradually develops from the ordinary day-to-day consciousness. So everything which is intimating from the ordinary day-to-day consciousness. When you question the commonsensical understanding, then you arrive at the scientific observation. For example, uh, apples were always falling to the ground. It was Isaac Newton that questioned that commonsensical understanding, that why it is happening. And then he discovered about the concept of gravity. Okay. Now, there are other thinkers' perspective as well, which like Durkheim is a positivist. So he literally hates the correlation between sociology and common sense. Durkheim said that common sense perceptions are prejudices, which can mar the scientific study of social world, which should be our ultimate goal. He wanted to make a human laws. He wanted to make sociology a scientific study. Then Goffman said that common sense is the knowledge that people use to make judgments and navigate their way around the world. Okay, so uh, it's an observation which is true, but it is not something which you can utilize in body or conclusion, but introduction you can write. Now we will see the differences between common sense and sociology. So common sense take cues from what appears on surface, what we can see. You know, we are not delving deep into it, just common sense. Okay, it's a common sense that if you are climbing the mountain, okay, then the temperature will decrease. You are not even studying how it is decreasing and all. It's just common sense. You're not delving deep that in how many meters how much degree decrease or why it is decreasing. You are not thinking about all of these things. However, sociology looks for interconnection and causal explanation, that is cause and effect. Common sense also promotes stereotypical beliefs, about the racial beliefs, the gender beliefs, the caste beliefs, the religious beliefs, which are prejudiced in nature, or the lingual differences. All are based on common sense. Our sociology is also utilizing reason and logic. Common sense are mostly based on upon assumptions. They are not testified. Our sociology is based upon evidences. Also, there is no place of empirical testing in commonsensical knowledges, whereas sociology pursue research. Okay. Then commonsensical knowledge may not be coherent. There is an example of birds of a feather flock together and opposite attract, convey opposite meanings. Okay. Now, let me give you a very simple example. This is something complex given in the books, but I'm giving you a basic example. Like, you must have heard that there are different theories about the people coming from Asia. The people in United States of America thinks their commonsensical understanding is that people who live in Asia are very good in mathematics. Okay. People living in India know that mathematics is something which is not liked by a majority of the students. They fear. Then someone coming from the state of, say for example, Bihar, they are very good in mathematics. For them it will be something like people are good in mathematics. So it's not something consistent. It will vary individual to individual. It's not something consistent, or two commonsensical understanding can contradict each other. This is what they mean. Scope. Common sense knowledge are personal, but sociological knowledge results into generalization. So commonsensical understanding can be very personal. You can have certain prejudices about people coming from Pakistan, and it certainly may not be true scientifically, but it's just your assumption. However, sociological knowledge will result into generalization. Now, I'm giving another example. Like, common sense view about poverty is that uh, the poverty is the result of lazy behavior, lack of talent. They do not work much. Sociological view is but a cause and effect. Through sociological knowledge will be that poverty is the result of structural inequalities as well, not providing them lack of opportunities, or when they should have been skilled, they were not provided enough skill, they were not provided equal footings. So sociological understanding will be broad. Our commonsensical understanding will be that they are lazy, they are people who are not working as much, are not productive. So this will be a commonsensical view. Now, this content is enough to answer any question related to sociology and common sense. I have also provided you what should be written in introduction, what should be written in conclusion. Just listen it carefully and you will be able to answer any of the question related to it. Whether 20 marks, 10 marks, you will be able to handle it. So thank you very much. Take care. Best wishes.